Why, hello everyone, and a welcome to the stream. This is Otaku Showboat. Today is Thursday, October 21st, 2021, as I have an Ollie just walking by under my legs. He's around. He is around. I am tired this morning. Very, very tired. So tired I forgot to, top up my water before the stream. Oh boy. Lots of stuff all over the desk, too. I have a whole bunch of, SD cards just sitting around because I was looking for something very specific. Great. I was looking for one of these little things. What is this? This is a micro SD USB, where the micro SD just goes into the little slot right here, and it just slots in completely into a USB. It's nice because apparently, because I've been having this issue, I've been taking some pictures with a camera that uses an SD card, but my only SD card reader is one of these things. My only SD card reader is this thing, and I've now had this card become corrupt twice after removing it from the system. I haven't lost any of the photos I've taken because I plug it into the system to take the pictures off of the thing in the first place. So I usually find out when I go to plug it into the camera says that it can't read it. So it's like, okay. And that's becoming a bit of a pain. So instead, I have little full-sized converters you stick the micro SD into, and I use that in the camera now, and then when I need to transfer photos, I put the micro SD in this thing, because I think this thing doesn't have that same issue. And I need to remember to take it out before I restart the computer, because that seems to be what's causing the issue with this adapter. Is if I have this adapter with the card plugged in after a computer restart, yeah, it dies as I drop it onto my microphone. It's great. It's great things. Great stuffs. Could we not have a shadow there? That would be great. That would be great. Well, what else? What else to say before we begin today? I updated / entered into the Windows Insider program on the beta channel so that I could have access to the Windows 11 fix for Ryzen CPUs. And it was immediately noticeable, the difference. I did it right before editing my newest video that went live today. And I had the file up before I updated and after I updated. Before I updated, it couldn't even handle real-time playback. It was stuttering on the video on real-time playback off of the raw footage in Resolve, DaVinci Resolve. And after, nothing. No stutters whatsoever. Playback on ×2 speed. It's fine. It's fine. No stutters at all. Exactly what I expect it to do with a freaking Ryzen 7 5800X. So that was nice, having my performance back magically, because, you know, Windows 11 jacked up the performance on Ryzen CPUs, and then they made it worse on Patch Tuesday. On the 12th, they actually made it worse before making it better. So that's just lovely. Anyway, Pyandons. Hello. Pyandons. What did we do last time? Well, I had off-screen set up them all and begun the process of building out the rail network. I have since expanded the rail network. What we did together was a coal station with coke, coal and coke, mainly coke, as well as a fuel stop bringing in coke to provide fuel for the trains. Hello, welcome to the stream. Yeah, the train tracks already are giving the bus a run for its money here. If I take that... That was the wrong thing to do. Game? Give it a second. Give it a second. It's trying to copy 63,000 units of belt. There it goes. Just a little bit of a measurement here. Yeah, it's in terms of the belt length of the bus. The rail system is now as long as the bus, but if you include the pre-bus and the mall area, we're not quite there yet. We need another section. Ahem. Get that cleared out. So, what did I do between streams? Between last time and this time. You can probably tell I expanded the grid and I have another factory over here. So, first thing I want to note is I did need to expand my tin. I was running out of tin. It was affecting the rate at which I was making circuits, and that was completely unacceptable. So I had to get more. And I got more by just mining a little bit extra and processing all of it. Now this build here, just to go over it, it's ore in to grade 1 and grade 2, tin out. Grade 2 tin gets jaw crushed, back down to grade 1, and has a stone byproduct that's getting voided via saline. All of the grade 1 gets screened again to make a reject, as well as grade 3 tin. The reject crushes for a chance to get grade 1 back. So all of that grade 1 loops and loops and loops and loops to produce grade 3, until eventually you end up with grade 3, a whole bunch of it. Then that gets washed to make the grade 4, and then for this process it will stop at grade 4 and just get smelted directly from grade 4 tin. There is a process to make molten tin that is exactly the same, in that it goes all the way up to this grade 4, and then it just powders it at the end. I think it's done in the ball mill to crush it. It is the ball mill, yes, crushes it into tin dust. There you go. And then an electric arc furnace to convert that into molten and then cast it in the casting unit. So it's just 3 extra steps. Doing a comparison, the build that I have here is designed for 15 ore in and produces 4.3 tin plates. If I could do hot air molten casting, I would get 6.8. So a pretty significant difference between 4.3 and 6.8. I would like to be able to do that. How are we going to be able to do that? Well, I need sand castings, borax, and a not insignificant amount of graphite, which is a heck of a lot of coke. But because tin needs steam anyway, chances are we're going to be having coke at the place we're mining the tin, so we can go ahead and just make the graphite there. But borax and hot air and sand castings. Borax, we have to mine. We've seen it before. This is what I've done off screen. Hot air, stone, into stone bricks to make hot air. I need to do this on the train network before I can get into any molten casting. I'm not going to do the non-hot air version of any molten casting. That's just dumb. Sand castings need creosote. Creosote is tar. I need tar. I wanted to get tar out of oil sands, and I have been extremely hesitant to use the drilling fluid 1 to reveal / decide what I want my, at the time, very few oil nodes to be. Now, when you look at the wiki on how to find oil and tar, hello and welcome, I want to point out that it says that the default amount of fluid is between 100,000 and 400,000 per patch off of drilling fluid 1 and Mark 1 buildings, because apparently the building mark level also affects this. And with drilling fluid 4 and Mark 4 buildings, you get a times 64 to the base value. This is a lie. It is not actually 100 and 400,000. It is, in fact, 1 million and 4 million. And Dolly has joined me. Hello, my Dolly. Yeah. Here, go on the back of the chair. There's my Dolly. Yeah, Merle. There's the baby girl. Yes, that's my sweetheart. That's the sweet baby Dolly. Yeah, as it turns out, after actually experimenting with this, with drilling fluid 1 and Mark 1 buildings, it is actually between 1 and 4 million. And it seems to actually random an integer, which is somewhat expected. So it's either going to be 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, or 4 million. I did this over here a little bit because I found a few extra patches. Now, over here I will hover over this natural gas. It says 36,000. That's not accurate. This is 36,000 cycles. It goes down by 1 per cycle. Yeah. So the expected resources there says 3.6 million because you get 100 units of fluid per cycle. Now, maybe there comes a point where you get less than 100 units a cycle, but that won't happen until near the end of the line anyway. So, yeah, this one got max on its natural gas roll here of 40k. It's 40k on the map view cycles, which is 4 million units of fluid. Now, 4 million units of fluid at 100 units a second, because crafting speed 1 on this building with 100 units per cycle, that would last a really long time. a really long time. Okay? 4 million units of fluid for 100 cycles, 40,000 cycles. That's 40,000 seconds. It's a long time. It's a long time per patch. Okay? I think my math is a little off on it, but anyway. It lasts several hours. Many hours. Even on the one rolls, it'll still last a few hours at a 10k, giving you 1 million units of stuff. That, yeah. That's interesting, to say the least, I think. And if you have, say, a lot of patches, yeah, it would be about 11.11 hours on the 4 mil. And then, yeah, if you have just 1 million, it would last a few couple. Yeah, I do have more than 12 hours left, but the point that I'm trying to make is that's only the number of cycles if you're using the full 100 units per second from that very specific node. Right? And my thought is, how long is it going to be until I get into niobium and can start processing oil sand? Because when I can process oil sand, then I don't have to worry anymore about direct tapping tar in here. And the moment I get into drilling fluid 2, it times 4s the output. It times 4s the output. From what I can tell, Ollie, you're making noises. Ollie? I have to, like, throw something at him. Ollie. Dubba. Get out. Yeah, it's just, I need to get into niobium first, and it's going to take a really long time to get into niobium. Even just a small amount of niobium is going to be a while. Many hours. So I think the order of operations here is temporary initial tar, drilling fluid 2, and then everything we can to get into niobium. That's going to be the idea here. Because when you look at this wiki on here, it says that the max possible increase is times 64. Well, if it's... Ollie, one moment. Okay. That was Ollie just now. So, that will go to the side, and then it'll be easier to keep him away from that thing. Series overview question: which animals crops have I set up already? I have set up Berlesia, Vraux, and Augs. And Moondrop. Lesia, Vraux, Augs, and Moondrop are, I think, the only ones that I have set up. Oh, one exception. Guar. I did Guar off screen. it doesn't count. I'll say that clearly. It doesn't count. So if it's 64 base value, there's a Mark 1, 2, 3, and 4 building, and there's a level 1, 2, 3, and 4 drilling fluid. My thought here is that each one is a times 4 to the base value output. Because, of course, 4 by... Blah. If each one is times 4, then at the fourth... Blah, 64 divided by 2 is 32. It would be a times 32 on the Mark 4 building for each one, additive with each other. So if you have a Mark 4 building with a level 1 drilling fluid, my thought would be that it would be 32x of a increase of density. Just like I think that a drilling fluid 4 on a Mark 1 building would be a 32x. And it would just add together now. 32. What would it be? It would be 416, then 32 for the various Mark levels. So Mark 2 would be a times 4, Mark 3 would be 16, and then Mark 4 would be 32. All the way until you get 64, and it adds the two together rather than multiplies. That would be how I would think it works. I would have to actually look at all of the code to see what's going on there. Guar. So as I said, Guar doesn't count because it moves without needing to actually make the first Guar in the first place. It moves a little bit slowly, but it still moves. And it's sand and soil and water to make it. And then the bean adds 750% to the speed, so yeah. That was a change after I finished my previous playthrough, I think. And it's a good one. It makes it bearable for the scale of the Guar that you need. It actually it's reasonable. It's actually reasonable. And of course, this is now the largest speed increase module I currently have access to, which is why my collectors now run on Guar. They used to run on sap, now they run on Guar. Now, I don't intend on doing this on standard mining drills, unless we get to the point in the game where the performance is just non-existent. Because you can absolutely put modules, life modules, in mining machines, just in general. Yeah, you use Guar as a module for Guar. That one's legal. That one's legal. It specifically takes Guar, so you use Guar as a module for Guar. That's the intent. And we are using Guar for some like biotic stuff here with our biosamples. With our biosamples. But with regular mining machines, we're talking about 750% is enough to, dramatically reduce the number of mining drills per belt by a lot. By a lot. Okay? I will only do it when I need the entity count reduction once the performance starts to decrease. That will be when I will consider replacing mining drills with life moduled mining drills. And ideally by that time, I'll have Bodos, which have a plus 4,500% bonus. To speed. And a single mining drill can fit 3. Because that's the other part. Yeah. Yeah, so when one mining drill has mining speed increase of 13,500%. I think all you really need is one on each lane, and you're good no matter what speed the belt is. Yeah. Yeah. Or better yet, you put it into a box and have a loader unload from the box, or warehouse. So, it's a thing that can be gamed, especially since that also reduces the overall power draw of your base, because they're not an insignificant amount of power is from mining drills. Ahem. He says, as it's the number one thing using power right now in my base is mining drills. By a lot. It more than doubles the previous item. Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah, so this is one of the reasons. It's really gamey, really cheaty to do that, but if my FPS starts to decline, it will be something I consider as a means of reducing entities. Until then, though, we'll just live with it. I haven't gone over the Borax area yet. So essentially, with what I learned about the oil situation, I just managed to go over here and set up syngas. I still have the little drilling fluid here because there's some more seeps if I want more tar extractors at some point. The drilling fluid one is sand, clay, and soil. Now the clay needs a steam input, so it's not exactly place it and have it. It would be a little bit more complex if you want to try to get some fuel value thing to use to make steam, because we can use fluids to get steam. Let's not forget that that exists as well. And I'm actually making fluid burners in my mall right now. But yeah, you need syngas to mine the borax in the first place. And let's also not forget that these machines suck. So, crystal mines have a mining speed of 2 per second. Borax reserves have a mining time of 300%. What's not listed here is that you get more than one borax on the output. Meaning that in order for the cycle to continue, you need to instantaneously get rid of all of the ore that the building produces. Now, realistically, this makes 14-ish per second across 10 buildings. Oh, hey! Bah! He brought me this, and he clawed my wrist as I brought it up. Yes. Yes, Ollie. You've got your toy. He's got his string. He likes the string. He wants it. He absolutely wants it. That's his string. That's his felt string. Absolutely. Stuff. Things. Get ordered. Yes, Ollie. Oh, you dropped it. Are you gonna scratch my wrist again? Go get it. Go. Scoot. He made me bleed a little tiny bit. Anyway, in order to get around the having to wait for the belt thing, just put it in a box. If you have loaders, it's fine. If you don't have loaders, get loaders. I mean, otherwise you're stuck with needing to overbuild to get the output that you intend off of these crystal mines on Borax specifically, because it outputs 2-ish every cycle. It's just, it will pause if there's not enough space to output all of its units of stuff onto the belt. And if the belt's slow, well, it has to wait for that item to move out of the way for a while. and you just don't get the throughput you expect out of these. Which is another reason why I love loaders. Love using loaders. I mean, these are really fast inserters, but whatever. Just go straight into a chest, and you're good on those. And then simple washing, as we've seen before. This does not make 30 per second. It's like 28, but I don't care. It's all set up and ready to go for when I need to do molten stuff. For when I need to do molten. Now, we are today going over to this area where I have a few of these drill nodes unlocked. Well, available, found, discovered. That was another thing I've been wanting to find, is just more drilling nodes. I've been missing the drilling nodes for a while. I have 10 tar extractors on me, which I would like to use all of, but I would be incredibly dumb if I didn't also include standard pump jacks, or oil derricks, excuse me, as well as natural gas, and just have all of it from over there. Why, hello, Ollie. Welcome back with your toy. No. No. Well, there goes that. There goes using that eventually. Yeah, ow. Yeah, that scratch on the wrist hurts. It stings. It stings, Ollie. What should I have my Simics eat? I don't have Simics. I've never had Simics. Simics. What do they need? Olefins. Great. Sea sponges. They need sea sponges. Where'd it go? Hey, Ollie, where'd it go? You dropped it. Yeah, you dropped it. Where'd it go? No, he didn't. He didn't drop it. He's just looking down as if he dropped it. Hey, there he is. There it is. He was like hanging halfway off the edge of the table, thinking that he dropped this to the floor, but he was on top of it. Daba, go get it. Go get it. A tech upgrade where they can eat iron, copper, uranium. One of the upgrade thingies. Well, there's this. Feed minerals to get better processed material at the end. Once their system adapts, there's no going back. Once you pick it, the others will be disabled. Okay. And then there's this one as well. Mark II. And then Mark III and Mark IV. I mean, I don't know. I haven't done anything with this upgrade system. So I can't give advice on stuff I've never experienced. And it's going to be a very long time before I get there. Like, this is why I'm not doing updated tutorials yet. It's like, we're at the early stage of green science. I'm not gonna update my tutorials having only ever experienced the current state of the game to this phase of the game. Boy. And especially when my entire experience with the tech upgrades has been this one upgrade to the data array to add productivity to it. I mean, what are the options? Iron, copper, uranium? I mean, it depends what the outputs are. Like, what does each of those things do? Like, if one of them gives it to be more productive, then I'm going to take productivity every single time, no questions asked. I'm going to pick whichever one adds the most productivity to the system. Every time. Every time. Anyway, I think I have my mixer, I have soil extractor, and I should have washers. Washers? Washers. Yep, we're good to go. Just going to point out, though, that the uranium is easier out of a uranium node, which uses gasoline as its fuel, rather than spending sulfuric acid for it. I would rather spend drill heads and gasoline on the uranium rocks than sulfuric acid on the uranium ore for my long-term uranium production. And chances are I'll have a little bit of excess uranium production. By the way, there's one. Hey, there's a rock of uranium. And ideally, the most difficult of the ore to obtain would be the thing that has the best effects on that upgrade. Ideally. However, I'm going to likely be tapping into uranium the normal way, because I would like to get Bodos. Sooner rather than later, actually, but yeah, I'll have to see. Where is this train station going? Well, it's not going there. It's not going there. It's gonna go here? Let's get aligned. It's centered on that one. I've already lost count. Hold up. I deleted this, it's just I haven't looked at it yet. Let's go. Just get a little bit closer so that the map actually updates. There we go. Map hath updated. It is 1, 2, 3, the fourth one. There. There is a tree in the way. Who knows? Oh yeah, I did make another nano emitter. The only problem is you have to like leave your vehicle before you can switch weapon. Oh, and placing these rails has been a lot of nanobot ammo. It takes a lot of nanobot ammo. I mean, a lot of nanobot ammo. Oh wait, that system was a upgrade, yes? So Hellmod, just show me something. Upgrades, yes? Yeah, you. If those upgrades are listed in here on the Simic, why hello? It doesn't say anything. What? And you could spend aluminium, boron, chromium, coal, copper, gold, iron, lead, moly, nexalate, nickel, neo, quartz, silver, tin, titanium, uranium, or zinc. And is that something you can do on a per building basis? Or is it all of the buildings across the entire base when you make the decision? Because what sucks is that they don't tell you, and none of them say that it provides productivity, but they don't tell you what they do. It doesn't say what it does. Like, what's the point in that when it doesn't actually say what it does? Alright, all this can go away. This is going to be... I'm going to need to request a solid fuel. Yep. So, actually... You there. That will be my request. And we will provide at least 3 doohickeys. Where's my fluid? Fluid? Here. You. There and there. Meow. Why is Dolly meowing at me? Why is that Dolly meowing at me? Oh. Yeah, I only carry 10 of these tanks. Right. Well, 10. I would have liked to tap into you, but, you're in the way. At least a little bit. So, get yourself trimmed. Thing is, this one's also in the way. It's like, what am I going to tap into for my 10? I don't want to tap into ones that are in the way. Wait, you? Wait. I didn't do the... Go away. There you go. You know what? Get rid of the whole dang thing. Goodbye. This one doesn't exist anymore. This one doesn't exist anymore. That one exists. And I want to tap into this stone, which is why I have the ghost set up over there. I want to get this stone for my stone bricks and hot air. Particularly because it's one of the only stone around that's actually sizable and accessible. And you know, seeing the size of my train stations makes me realize that I probably should have made the squares bigger, but oh well. And I do know about the existence of a high-tech locomotive. And I will say that I am looking forward to said high-tech locomotive. Despite knowing the pain and suffering that it will be to make and maintain the special nexalate batteries that they are going to require. I mean, maintaining it's fine. It's really easy to handle the spent product recycling on that. It's just getting the batteries to begin with and then recycling them. Stop. Where am I going? Where am I going, and am I gonna have enough power poles? The answer is... I don't know. The answer was no, I didn't have enough to make it. I have a size that allows for 3 full-size intersections between them. I have 3 as it stands wide. I wish maybe having gone 5. Gap 5 between each one to still have a middle. Maybe. I'm just thinking at scale for a lot of the alien life stuff. Specifically, I'm thinking about muckmo pastures and how few of them actually will fit inside of one of these. Well, while also needing a train station and some of the other maintenance infrastructure. Ah, boy. Yeah. Because specifically, I was looking at advanced castings and all of this, and then seeing that, oh hey, if I had muckmo food, I'd still need 41 muckmo pastures for the lard, for the oleochemicals, for the apiaries, from archods to get the wax, to get the castings. But anyway. I think I'll leave this as is. Now the only real way to make it bigger is to like remove the internal trackway and just have it really big. Just have it be really flippin' huge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gap 7 in that case. Yeah, a gap 7, which is the size that the mall will be. Size gap 7 internal. But, you know, I built this in a way that I'm able to actually do that, to make them, if I really do need a huge amount of space. And I mean, it's not like I'm going to do one thing in each tile, right? I do not intend on one thing only in each tile. The only thing that I'm thinking about is just the size of the train stations. If, say, I want a train station here, right? And I'm thinking about, well, how the stations scale and what's the buildable space. If I want multiple train stations on each thing, like I could very easily have them across from each other like this, or have them offset on each side, depending on the size of the train station and the amount of stuff that I'm building in the area. But, yeah. I do have construction bots, yes. I have a total of 6 in my network and 20 in my inventory for if I run out of nanobot ammo, which, yeah, always happens because I don't have the circuit production at this point in time. By the way, everything that I'm working towards here, that I'm doing, is to get into more circuits, ultimately. I want more circuits. Oh yeah, by the way, I know that this exists now. This is molten casting directive small parts. This didn't used to exist, but it exists now. Which I guess is an improvement, maybe, on the overall output. You get 44 small parts. It costs rubber and it costs advanced castings. I don't know why these things exist, but there they are. They exist for a lot of direct casting of intermediate products. That's why you need these advanced castings, and pipes apparently, and apparently drill heads. Alright, sure. And engine units. If you want to cast engine units, you need advanced casting stuff. Just advanced castings. Niobium pipe directly out of complex. Oh god, that saves so much salt. That saves so much salt. I mean, the rubber uses some salt. Before we get into DMS. But, oh yeah, I also want to get into the rubber. Right, where did I thought I had looked at that in here. Rubber. I wanted you at like 15. You out of tar, sure, why not? That's a lot of hot air. That's a bit of hot air. Nothing I can't manage, but still. So 3.8 latex into 15 rubber is really nice. That's really nice. It just needs organic solvent and polybutadiene. Oh wait, that's the wrong... Rubber. Why was this third? Why was rubber 2 the... Anyway, it needs styrene, of which I'll get styrene out of BTX because yeah, it's really easy. It's really easy. The methanol though, I'll need tin chromium alloy. I will need tin chromium alloy. But yeah, the advanced castings, the thing about this is that I need to get Arcod set up. And to get Arcod set up, I'll also need Relesia. And Muckmo for lard. And Tufra to feed the Muckmo. Although, can I just say that manure bacteria is mean. I don't remember this being a thing. I don't remember manure bacteria being a thing that existed. But it can suck it. Also, why the hell is this 107 buildings just to get 2.7 out off of, like, the best recipe I have available to me right now? Like, huh? Like, huh? I mean, I am trying to get 5 castings. Maybe just 1 is fine. How many castings would I need for small parts? Small parts, casting, hot air. If I want like 5 of them, you need 0.2. Still less than 1, even at 30. Yeah, that's a lot less stuff overall. I'll tell you that much. That's a lot less stuff overall to get into small parts. It didn't seem to be missing any modules on the Tufra. It has 5 module slots and 5 Tufra. Like it's got the modules on them. So I don't know. I don't know. Tufra adds 100%. It's 5 slots. 5, 10, 20, 40 on the slots for the scaling there. But yeah, it and this is just it. I only need the Tufra if I do the Mukmo food. Otherwise, I need a lot of Mukmo. Where even is the proper recipe? The difference is Relesia and Faugi in really large volumes, or just make the food. I am not even thinking about betting at this point in time. Oh boy, betting. Betting. There are 2 recipes. One that uses formic acid that is probably unlocked later. Yes, unlocked at Pi Science. Okay. I need to get you. Corlax. Genetics. Yotoi. And then Grodd. Do it with Augs, but Augs are... They don't give as much lard. Mukmo give lard. Lots of lard. I mean, I could look at the Aug. The Aug gives 2 lard. The Mukmo gives 5. But we can see. Just ingredient costs here. Food. 44 pens of Augs. And that stuff. I mean, is this infrastructure going to be overall smaller than setting up the Tufra? I think so, actually. This is going to be one of those cases where even though the Augs have the higher output of lard, I am not at the point in the game where it will be better to use the Mukmo because they're a bit too expensive. The Mukmo are just more expensive right now. And the Augs end up actually being better for this overall. I mean, it's going to be a lot more Aug paddocks overall, but of course, there's a but. Getting seaweed, moss, and Faugi is going to be significantly easier than the manure bacteria Tufra at the Tufra scale. See, I'm limited by the Tufra at the moment. Also, yeah, we're not gonna do manure. We're not gonna do manure. I'm glad that this was fixed, by the way. I now have access to the 0.6 Faugi spores, and it disabled the 0.4. I had the 0.4 unlocked. When I unlocked the tech for the 0.6, it gave me the 0.6. So there we go. Faugi, it's 51. Faugi, and then, of course, the regular moss and seaweed, and I'll work on starch as well, somewhat else. What about Ulrich? We'll get to Ulrich at some point, too. Ulrich might might be better for this even than Augs, but because it avoids something in here. Lots of research to do. For now, though, I am heading off with my power poles to set up this tar and natural gas and crude oil production. That's what we're here for. Actual progress. I would like to get progress going so that I can actually spend some of this tar. Also, by the way, if you haven't noticed, I have named my mall train stations after my supporters on Patreon and members of the channel. There you all are. I believe that's all of them as of this point in time anyway. So I need to connect that to there. Yeah, so as long as you are either a member or a patron at the copper tier or higher, you get your name on my mall train stations. So that's the easiest thing for me to name. Alright, you have power. Now to see if I've mucked anything up. I think we've got a contiguous line. Gotta get some radar coverage down. Oh, speaking of, request some radars. I do hope I'm making those in my mall. Ahem. I do hope I'm making those. Ah, glorious stuffs. I'll need to move some of these. There you go. Also, that probably needs to be on the other side, but whatever. Who are we tapping into first? Tar, oil, natural gas, I think. So get out. How many of these do we want at the basic level before getting into the level whatevers? I think 300 per second for this moment in time to hold me over. Yeah, that'll have to be okay. All right. So for this, you have to hook up drilling fluid. Let's get drilling fluid set up. Good thing I have a blueprint from my mall. All right, you need steam. You shouldn't exist. There you go. One of these makes 12.5. It seems to be enough for about 2. Keep in mind that when you set these down there, mining speed is set to 3 per second, but the moment that it switches over to actual tar and an actual tar node, it will update back to 1. I have no idea if it's possible to input all 4 of them at a time. There's nothing to indicate that it wouldn't happen. But I have no idea what would happen with the math on the script. Our coke at petrol. Bring me my coke. The coke shall flow. Come on down, my train. Slash over, because it's like next door. Alright, good. Yeah, they have 4 input slots just because you can't have one input able to accept 4 things on this type of a building. The only way that you can do that is if it's a furnace type building setup, but yeah, my god, I do hope that it's not that if you are trying to put in the drilling fluid 4 that you need all 4 of them. Or if you're trying to put drilling fluid 2, you need both 1 and 2. Because that is not what this seems to indicate. All of this is handled by script as well, just to keep that in mind. It's all by script. Go ahead and have a bit of coke. Also, gotta try to keep the nanobots away from placing all of these. Yeah, it only needs 1 on drilling fluid 1. Wouldn't make sense that it would need more than the 1 on the other drilling fluids. Also keeping in mind, as the mark level of buildings go up, so does their mining speed, I believe. So we have to keep in mind that mining speed, and I think as well amount per cycle changes. So yeah, we need to keep in mind that the math may change a bit. As we go along, because while you get a certain number of cycles on the output of these things, based off of the mark level of the building as well as the type of drilling fluid that you used. And while I know that at the moment that equates to 1 million to 4 million units of stuff, the Derrick speed increases, so you do more cycles per second. Mining productivity also affects this, which does not count against you. So you do end up with more fluid out with mining productivity as well. For every level of mining productivity that you get. Which, unfortunately, that is locked behind a blue tech and Pi Science tech. For whatever reason. I don't know why. I really don't know why. Mining productivity 1 is locked behind advanced electronics for Pi Science and Blue Science, but hey, that's just the way it is. Still though, it'll be useful when we get that. You're so small. those are set. You do need power on the buildings. That's another key aspect. So the amount of fluid output per cycle is based off of this concept of an internal fluid box size, and unless it's been reset, the last I know is that the buildings at the higher mark level on the oil derricks did have an increase to their fluid box size. So that would mean that they would be able to output more units of fluid per cycle than 100. And unless that's been reset to the standard size for 100 units, I would expect them to output more fluid per cycle. Also, this stupid thingy. Closer. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine for now. Yeah, so one of these looks like it isn't able to provide enough fluid for 3, but it is at least going to be enough to be for 2, I would hope. Let's do these 2. Now, really? Not even 2? It's still paused? Okay. Unfortunately, you don't know how much it needs. It makes nothing. It has this little quote-unquote drilling waste port that's not accurate. Now you just wait. Now you just wait until it actually rolls a dice to determine what type of, what the amount is of fluid that you get. Down here, we had rolled a 3 on this tar to get 3 million units of fluid. Had I known that it was 1 million and not just 100,000 to 400,000, if it was 1 million to 4 million, if I had known that that was the case, then hell yeah, I would have freaking tapped into these oil nodes the moment I saw them. For tar, hell yeah, I would have tapped into these a lot earlier. Like, my gosh. My gosh. Would absolutely tap into these things. But no. No. It had to be wrong. It had to lie. Please God, don't actually change it to genuinely be 100 to 400,000, because no, that's way too small of an amount. Now, I'm gonna go and see what restocking I can do. Delete that. Ah, sneezy, sneezy, sneezy. What button did I just push? Oh, that. Goodbye. Let's go, Maul. Do a little bit of a restock here. And I guess while I'm waiting for the fluid to happen, it does take some time. Even when it's going at the max rate, it just uses so much stuff. It's a little annoying how long it takes. It's like, can you just not be a check to see that I have the drilling fluid? Why do you have to spend so much stuff? It's like, just go. Just go. Just do the stuff. Oh, hey, those. Ooh, stuff. unlocking so many new things, and I really need to get into the stuff that I have made before moving on. I need to get all of the things that I already have made on my train network before getting into new stuff, ideally. But the problem is that I want to get the stuff that I've already made in a much more efficient way than how I did it initially. And if I want to do it in a more efficient way than how I did it initially, I need to get into new stuff. So it's like, the eternal struggle that in order to get into better recipes for the things that you've already made, you need to do new things. And spend your time doing the new things that would need other things that you don't have access to yet until you get more of the things that you're trying to make in the first place. Alright, let's just have a bit of a look here at my inventory. Have you done a thing yet? Ah! Aww. Well, that one hit a 1. Oh well. So that one's 1 mil. They keep bringing me my Coke, thank you kindly. We're gonna head back now. And I think part of the in the meanwhile stuff is gonna be me bringing my stuff up here to the stone. I'm gonna tap into that next so I can start getting into more hot air. I am carrying around a few foundries so I can get into stone bricks and stone. Let's go. Waddle, waddle, waddle. Shake that tail. Shake that tail. Just gotta shake that tail all the way over. Oops. Thank you, Nanobot. Ahem. Yes, let's destroy all of the things along the way. All the way over and up. By the way, techs are full. Good. Good. Like full techs. I like full techs. Hello, stuff. You. That can go away. Start cycling that. You now have tar. Let's get this all brought up. So I can at least get this onto a train. Yep, you're gonna be on that side. Reach, dang it. Ta-da! Glorious tar! Tar, glorious tar. Give me my wagons. By the way, I should have fluid wagons listed. Ta-da! S, tar 1. D, tar 1. Tar, S, D, full cargo, circuit condition, auto magic. We'll wait until that's full. I could set up the other stations as well while I'm here, but nah. I wonder, is the amount of time it takes to reveal the node randomized, or is it just a set amount of fluid consumed? See, disabled by script when it doesn't have the fluid going in. I have to really look at the code for this. Get a good look at it, because yeah, I wanna know how long it actually takes. Anyway, do I still have you? Do I still have the stuff for you? Chances are no. I don't have the clay pits to build another. Alright, well, while that's doing its thing. And unfortunately with these, because it has this quote-unquote drilling waste on the output, I can't just hook it up to the tar. Game won't allow it because it's a different fluid. We're going over here. $81 hours? Really? Okay. Sure. We're still in the first 100 hours. I know people that take 100 hours just to get to Circuit 1s. So I think we're doing okay-ish at this point. We'll be about 300 hours by the time we get to Circuit 2s. Maybe. If not more than that. I don't want it to be more than that, but I need to have realistic expectations. Okay, I need this. There. No. Middle. What is the exact middle? Is it that one? I think it's that one. I can check. Oh no, it's not. Well, it'll be where it be in the end. Because I don't want it... do I want it farther away? Yeah, sure. I will need to reveal... Get out of my way. I need to reveal the map real quick. Thank you, tech. That lets me tech faster. Alright, go out this way. Get rid of the blackness. It's great that the game lets you build in the fog of war. It's just unfortunate that the thing does not allow you to place blueprints in the completely black zone. The uncharted territories. Alright, give me this on the 1, 2, 3, 4? That doesn't seem right. It is right. Oh, that's so much salt. I've got lots. Goodbye. I'm out of nanobot ammo. Oh no, whatever will I do? Not like I have 20 robots to do the building for me. Ahem. Oh hey, I'll take those, thanks. I will take 99. Yes, absolutely. Oh yeah, and I have a request in. Whenever I'm in the mall, they're gonna siphon some circuits to me. Makes it easier to just build additional construction drones. Takes a little less time. Build, 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 my minions. In the meanwhile, still has not changed over. Ah, that one changed. So that one hit a 2. Excellent, excellent, excellent. That one there hit a 2. Good. I want it to hit a 4. That's what I want. I want a 4. Could you give me a 4? That would be great. 4 mil. Rather than 1 mil, 2 mil. But yeah, I think my mission here, at least for the on/off-screen stuff, I guess, is to try to get into drilling fluid to keep improving the time that these things last. At the very least. You're almost done. Come on, babies. Do your thing. Oh hey, nanobots. What mount am I riding? The Majestic Crawdad, of course. I'm riding the Majestic Crawdad. It is the first of the biotic vehicles in Pi Alien Life. The first of 3, actually. Crawdad is first. It is the equivalent of a car. Coated. It is the car. Just indestructible. It takes 0 impact damage. It deals damage, but it sure as heck does not take any damage. You could sit on a train track and a train can T-bone you and it will hurt the train. And not you. It'll stop the train and dead in its tracks. It runs on meat. And like dingrit food. The next one is a Dingrito, which is a giant wolf, and is coated with the tank mechanics. The giant wolf is a tank. It is a lot faster than this, and more difficult to control because it's a tank. Same rules apply. And then the last one is the Fidicis, which is a giant armored cat with bat wings, and it flies in the air, and is nice because it's flying. It doesn't interact with any collidable objects. You can be on top of fly over buildings and such, and it goes pretty quick. And is really, really nice. My alarm! We're halfway? Does the tank have laser beams? I don't think so, no. But it is immune to impact damage, so you run into stuff and it dies. How do I want to arrange this? Probably this way. Go by this. How many? 30. Okay. $15, $30. 1 belt. I'll do undergrounds for power. I don't have enough mining drills for all of this, but whatever. Mining drills are one of my limiting factors in the mall right now. Yeah, I eat a lot of mining drills to make more advanced buildings. So getting 50 will take a while. Are you done yet? Yes, you. Oh, thank God it rolled a 4. Okay. What? Oh, it didn't roll a 4. It's it's highlighting all 3. Oh no. Oh no. What that means is that they all rolled a 1. Well, 2 of them rolled a 1 and 1 of them rolled a 2. These two rolled a 1. This has 100. This has a mil in it. This has a mil in it, and this one has 2 mil in it. Oh well. Well, we'll have to go back to get that, and I got to get power drawn up here as well if I want to tap into that. But for now, it is time to take a break. I will be back in a few minutes. And I've returned. Welcome back. I have Ollie next to me with his blue string. With his blue felt string. Yes. That string, by the way, used to be like coiled as part of a set of like 4. There are 2 that we know of that still exist. I think one of them broke. But yeah, the reason this keeps curling up is because it came coiled. But, you know, Ollie in particular, Ollie really likes the string. Yeah. Yes. There's a paw. There's a paw. Hey you. Hey you. Are you gonna get it? Are you gonna get it? Just the paw. The paw from off the screen. The paw, yes. Oh, he's got it. He's got it. He's got it. Yes, there he is. He's got it. Big teeth. Great big teeth. Great big teeth on the kitty. All right. Don't drop it. Don't drop it. Don't drop it. I'll throw it. Dolly is in the window, off to the side, a little bit too far away. She likes to sleep on the windowsill because it's just big enough for her to lay down on and be comfy. All right, let's use up my power poles here. Try to stretch all the way to the train station. There we go. We've reached the train station up there. I'm not going to bother completing this until I have enough mining drills for it, so that'll sit as it is. I will want more mining. In fact, I will want to like tap into that entire ore patch, and we'll likely finish that. I'll likely finish it off screen just to get all the like stone brick and hot air online, because I mean, how much hot air does 15 stone bricks make? Hot air. That is Simic. Simics make hot air. Oh boy. That's not the hot air I was intending. That one, if I have, say, 15 bricks, it makes 150 hot air. Oh boy, I need more than that. And you need twice as much stone to get into the hot air. Or to get into the bricks for the hot air. 2 times the stone per brick is a bit much. It is a bit much. All right, let's head on over here and start tapping into the crude oil. See if we get a little bit luckier on the crude oil than I got on the tar. And of course I need to hook up the tar as well. We need to connect all of this. Get our 300 units a second on the tar. Yep, that one drew a 1, that one drew a 2, and that one drew a 1. See, we can actually see how much we have left here. These will not last that long. This will last twice as long, but still. Hey, I've got 300 units of tar per second for as long as I can spend it. And hey, if I had enough storage to store 4 million units, I could just take it all out of the ground and just have it in the tanks. Right? I mean, realistically, that's something that you could do. And how you could, like, mine patches as well. It's like, oh, this patch has a certain amount of stuff in it. Let's mine it out into a set of huge warehouses and then deal with the warehouse, like using it from the warehouses. Alright, this is actually going to go down. Ta-da! Radar coverage, of course, is always a good thing. I'll let all three go. It'll be a little bit slower to get all the ticks going, but that'll be fine. That'll be a little bit slower to cycle. I wouldn't put it past King Arthur to make it a percentage chance on each cycle to finish drilling, rather than have it just be a set amount of cycles that it needs to go through. Alright, with that set up, we're back to waiting on that. I have not defined tar, so let me define. Alright. All fluids should be in fluids. Can I just make that request? All fluids should be in fluids. I shouldn't have to go to coal processing to get tar. It should just be under the fluids category. We have the tar. We have tanks filling with tar. Hey, how about I put in a request for tar at the mall? That sounds like a wonderful idea. I'll need to add another station or adjust that one on the end to bring in fluid. Because yeah, I'm thinking of that. I absolutely want that tar in my mall, so that I can get rid of a few things, namely a half of a small part expenditure. That being said, with the advanced casting for small parts existing, it would make it a bit more of a better value to do the pump jack drilling fluid 2 recipe. I don't know about spending advanced small parts or special small parts on it, but maybe if we can get the direct casting of small parts going, I would be a bit more inclined on that that next recipe in the pump jack that gives 300 units of tar for 2 small parts, and drilling fluid 2. Because yeah, I can destroy that infrastructure that's blocking a lot of stuff over there. I'll keep these just to have the clay and soil and sand. Oh, thank you for stuff. Why, thank you for stuff, game. I like having stuff. Stuff is awesome. You, though, need adjustment. Oh yeah, and they're bringing me, like, circuits as well. Oh boy. Come on. Bring me the things. They're so slow that I just outrun them while walking. I have 299 logistic bots. Wow. Almost at 300, and they're all active all the time. Well, they're delivering things to me, so maybe not. Maybe not. They hold 3 units of stuff at a time? Base cargo capacity on them? But the thing is, a lot of the stack sizes are like 500, so yeah, it takes a lot of stuff. I have, at this point, I believe, set everything to request stuffs. I don't know why you're missing tar processing units, because I'm pretty sure that that's supposed to be going as well. That's just really limited by circuits. It's just really limited by circuits. And multiple things use tar processing units, I believe. So, yeah. Just waiting for buffers of everything to fill. Yeah, just limited by circuits. Limited by... Oh, something else that's probably limited by circuits. Or that I'm not making in the first place. Who knows, I might be missing something somewhere. I already found 2 duplicate things that I was making that I stopped doing. I ended up having a duplicate mixer, as well as a duplicate pump jack. Like, okay, I don't need to have 2 buildings making these. Whoops, I need that one. Okay, go ahead and grab you and plonk here. Can I share my map save? Did I not have part 0 up? I do not usually share my in-progress saves, no. I would have the seed. The seed is available on my Discord server. In fact, the saves that I do have available will be available through the Discord server. Should be a link to a shared Google Drive folder that includes my saves. Did I not do... I do have the start file of this save, Pi Butcher of Nauvis, available through the shared folder. I did see the comment asking for it so that someone could use like the mall. No, make your own. I'm not going to share something that's incomplete like this. Like, this is just a mess. This isn't good. Don't do this way. You're gonna plop this down and be immensely confused by it and by the order at which I built things. The order matters. Like, there's no copying the whole thing and placing it down and expecting it to just work. Just no. Just a no. MTAR, bring me some stuffs here. That should all be connected. See, I am never going to use Factory Smo ever again. It tanks performance so much. I can't. I cannot, in good conscience, ever use that mod ever again. There we go. Thank you for pipes. I like pipes. Bring me pipes. Yeah, I used it in the Pi Block series and regretted it very quickly. Very, very quickly regretted it. Oh, hey, we got stuff. We got tar. We got tar. It's here. At what point does it start to affect performance? Almost immediately. Ahem. I ended the series before Circuit 2's and was having a lot of performance penalty. I was under 60 frames. Well, definitely under 120 frames, but yeah, I was struggling to keep up with my preferred FPS before even Circuit 2's, and the bulk of it was because of Factory Smo. And after taking it, like trying to get rid of it completely, only then did performance start coming back as I reduced the stuff going in and out of the buildings. It's really the scripting on surface transfer of objects, even in the most efficient manner of doing it, having boxes on each side, it still tanks performance because you have so many of these buildings that it's just yeah, just the scale of Pi buildings require a lot of Factorismo buildings, a lot of them. It cycled through all of the surfaces and was putting additional buildings, additional spaces in the same spaces at one point, because I would go into a building and see that there were actually a couple of spaces in that map view. It was a lot. Absolutely a lot. But yeah, I noticed the performance decrease pretty quick. It was pretty quick, and I'm not gonna use it again. And the electricity as well. Electricity going in and into the Factorismo buildings, just in general, into/out of whatever, that also has a major performance impact. Yeah, like a pretty extreme performance impact. So I should have enough tar now, provided to not just the mall, but the bus, to help with my throughput of things like rubber. I should now have enough tar for my rubber now to actually have the 1 per second on the rubber that I've been desperate for a while. Because I've had these 4 buildings here for rubber. They have not gone. They have not moved. The 4 of them. Only like 1 or 2. Never 4. So now they're all going, and it's great. I have tapped into some seeps. That was the whole point of the day today. Was tapping into some seeps. And looking at / figuring out that mechanic with the seeps. Because, yeah. Because I found out that this is a lie. This is a lie between 1 and 400,000. Consider switching to benzene as my primary fuel. Benzene? I mean, acetylene has been my primary fuel. Like, how am I gonna get the benzene? Are you talking coal water slurry benzene? I think you're talking the coal water slurry. So I decided that I wanted to actually tap into these after discovering that this is actually a factor of a lot off. Factor of 10 wrong. The reality is you get between 1 and 4 million per node, and that's fine for the time scale that I need it to last for getting into niobium so I can tap into oil sands. Like, I need tar so that I can more quickly get to the point that I can actually get a real solution to tar. And drilling fluid 1 at the moment is giving me enough to at least last to drilling fluid 2, which is where I really want to end up. What is the fuel value of benzene? 1 megajoule, okay. And you get aromatics, which is fine. Yeah, if I want like 50 of it, what's the ultimate power draw from getting into the tailings? Six megawatts from nothing. Yeah, I guess now that I have access to this, I should do this rather than acetylene where I need fluid power. It's not 100. Excuse me. 100,000 and 400,000 is not the number of cycles either. These numbers do not exist in any way, shape, or form. It is not 100,000 cycles. It is not 400,000 cycles. It is 10,000 cycles or 4,000. It is 40, 10 or 40,000 cycles, not 100 or 400, and it will produce 1 million or 4 million before mining productivity. This expected resource 830K is accurate without any productivity. This is accurate. This is how much stuff you actually get. And when you look at the map view, it says between these 3 nodes I have 36,000. It says 36,000. I have a 10, a 10, and a 2. I have a 10, a 10, and a 2. It is not 100, 100, and 200,000, or whatever. So, I don't know what this menu here, what this is supposed to say, but it's definitely not 100 and 400. It's the amount of fluid is 1 million and 4 million. And on the map view, it's between 10,000 and 40,000. And that's the number of cycles that you get. And that's this value, 36,000, is the number of total cycles left between these 3 nodes that I've tapped into. Cycles. Now, a cycle on a normal Mark 1 building is 100 units. And that cycle happens every second, so it's 100 units a second. And 100 units a cycle. 10,000 cycles at 100 units is 1 million units. Not 100,000 units. So, yeah. Drilling fluid 2, I believe, multiplies by 4, right? So, At least that's my theory here, is that the drilling fluid 2 will multiply by 4. And I want to get into drilling fluid 2. Where's fluid 2? I thought I had this. Yes, I have this. Here. Drilling fluid 2. I want to do this. The thing about drilling fluid 2 is it will need fiber. Raw fiber, excuse me. It will need tapping into salt. And it needs guar. It needs starch. It needs sodium sulfate. Oil isn't as bad as I thought it was, because the only in-game thing that says how much stuff I get base underestimated by a factor of 10. Like, if this was true, I would never tap into it at drilling fluid 0. But it's not true. And I wasn't going to go and use one of the 4 nodes that I had seen early on in the game just to test it. Because in my whole starting area that I had vision on early on, there were exactly 4 nodes. Like, I wasn't going to test that. But had I known that it was actually 1 million to 4 million, I absolutely would have tapped all 4 of these as tar. And then I found these later, still pretty far away from where I needed it. But again, it's like, I'm in this mode where it's like, oh, that's the only ones I have. Why use them? I didn't actually test this until I had a segment of rail that covered 2 of them that I was gonna need to delete anyway. So I decided, you know what, let's test this on stuff I'm going to be deleting anyway. And as it turns out, the wiki thing is wrong. So, yes. Drilling fluid 2 is a thing that I want to get into. I'm going to try to get into it as quickly as I can, even if I have to do a lot of this off screen. Fiberboard we've done. It's just that this is a different recipe for fiberboard that doesn't have all of the stupid byproduct outputs. It uses sodium sulfate. We haven't seen sodium sulfate. We haven't seen sulfuric acid, but you're seeing it here. It's going to be made out of iron and sulfur, and we can get sulfur in a variety of ways, including just mining it. And for the sodium hydroxide, well, that's saline, and we can get that out of salt at this point. And we can just mine salt now out of salt mines. So part of what I'll be working on is salt mining, getting into the my stone, my hot air, getting into wood, online, tar to creosote to treated wood, fiberboard, etc., etc. Guar, have a factory to get guar, and just working on getting into the guar gum for the starch, just getting starch, getting drilling fluid 2. Can I get sodium sulfate done today? I mean, technically I can get sodium sulfate, like, immediately at my mall. Technically, I can just do that here. I can overflow void my lubricant. I'll have sulfur, and I'll have the stuff for the sulfuric acid, and I have sodium hydroxide on my bus here in my mall. Voila! Sodium sulfate. Duh. Done. Just building the buildings. There's several ways of getting into sulfur. Are we going to be able to get into the, like, actual full sulfur today? I mean, I have to tap this for the sulfur, provide the coke to it, get it over onto a new input station. Done. I am using tar for aromatics currently, because I haven't gotten to the point where I can change it yet. Aromatics. How will I want to get into aromatics in the long term? How will I? Yeah, the cold water slurry, because it gives me aromatics. Yeah. That would be, like, the way to do that. Yeah, I want to get into the benzene as my means of fueling smelters. And these guys, the molten glass, rather than acetylene. Because I can replace the entire infrastructure here. I won't even need the coke. The mushrooms and Relesia at this phase of the game is too much infrastructure to get the aromatics at scale. Without Pi Alien Life, that is absolutely the way to go. But with Pi Alien Life at this phase of the game, it's a bit much. It's a bit much. Like I can show you how much a bit much is. Aromatics on the Faugi Relesia. Say we want 100 aromatics. You will need 10 Faugi. And you will need 2.5 Relesia. Well, there you go. 101 Faugi plantations with 42 spore collectors and 33 Relesia plantations. This is Hellmod. It shows me what's enabled and disabled, that this recipe is enabled. I mean, this recipe, gasifier, it absolutely exists. It's here. I just placed the building. It's here. But as I said, it's not worth doing at this point because 101 and 33 and 42. No, going this... Oh. I went and I ran out here and I didn't actually... You know, it would help if I had brought stuff with me. How's this doing? Oh, good, you're done. So I got a roll of 3, a roll of 4, and a roll of 1. Huzzah! 4 million, 3 million, and 1 million on the crude oil. Excellent. Yeah, it's not that great of a recipe with Pi Alien Life. Without Pi Alien Life, it's a great recipe. I have done that before. I left without my sulfur mines. I need to grab my sulfur mines if I want to get sulfur. And I need to move my drilling fluid to get natural gas because, well, natural gas is going to be very much desired to get into methanol. Although we could have an argument about why natural gas is natural gas and not just methane. It's like, It's like, okay. Because you can use methane to make methanol, and you can use natural gas to make methanol, but they're like the same stuff. But they're the same. They at least both have methane. Like, impure natural gas, I guess you could say. It's really an option. Like, you get to pick which one. Down here. Like, there's recipes that use natural gas, and then identical recipes that use methane in this list. Yeah, so you get recipes that use natural gas and absolutely identical recipes using methane to make methanol. It's like, okay. Okay. Like, okay, and then how about getting methane out of natural gas, huh? Could we get methane from natural gas? Like filter or something from natural gas? You know, something that actually makes sense. Oh, you need to spend tin chromium alloy to filter your natural gas to methane. Okay. Is there a preference to which to use? Well, consider that methane production is done out of Moondrop, a plant in here. How many mines would I need? Gosh, I'm lost. What was I looking at? You. How many mines? One. Okay, fine. We're good. Where'd I park? Over there. Now, natural gas, as natural gas, has a wonderful, I wouldn't say wonderful, but it has a syngas recipe that's pretty simple. You get half the amount of syngas as the natural gas you throw at it, though, so keep that in mind. And you get a bunch of flue gas. That's really the best-ish thing, is that simplicity there, and then getting methanol from tin chromium alloy and or the other methods. You can add it to coal to get shale oil, but like, like, why would I use shale oil for anything? Maybe to get the fuel oil, but who cares about fuel oil? Light oil? Like a way to turn natural gas into light oil? Or naphtha? Again, two different names for very similar things. That's one of the things about Pyandons in general, is that there's multiple fluids that are realistically the same thing, conceptually the same thing, and yet they're different fluids for whatever reason. Can natural gas be made from nothing? You can put a pump jack down. You can put a pump jack down and get it for the cost of small parts. I know that for sure. You can frack it. You can kerosene it. You can bio-oil for it, and bio-oil is ish renewable. You can absolutely gas bladder, so technically you can get it from nothing, depending on how you get your Fagnots. Anywho, I've run all the way past where I wanted to run past. Here, or do I go up and I move the stuff to the pump jacks? I think I'm going to run over and move the stuff for the pump jacks first, before setting up this sulfur. It's unfortunate that in my previous playthrough of this, I didn't really use the gas bladders for much of anything. Not like as a primary source for anything. You stop, please. Alright. You buddies. Up this way. Let's see, am I able to... at least attempt to use this? Current infrastructure as it exists? Yes, good. So there's oil. I got a 4 mil and a 3 mil and a 1 mil. Okay, next one up. Here. You can use productivity on gas bladders. I didn't realize. Like, I know there's the tech that gives you 2 gas bladders per Fagnot. And that's about it. What productivity, where, what steps are productive? Natural gas from gas bladders. You. Are you productive? No. Are you productive? Yes. This step's productive. Okay. 40% productivity. There's a slaughterhouse and creature chamber upgrade. Okay. So the slaughterhouse will have its own upgrade that will allow it to be productive. Unfortunately, there's no way for Hellmod to actually calculate that. It's very unfortunate that there's absolutely no way for Hellmod to actually calculate that. I'm not forgetting about turd modules. I have never played with those modules. This is the first experience, my very first experience with any of this system. So I don't know what I don't know with the system. I don't know what upgrades are coming. I don't know what technologies unlock those upgrades. I don't know what the options are. I don't know what options I will ultimately pick. I don't need power. I just need that to start filling with crude oil. Excellent. Alright, you are S crude oil. D crude oil. And then these should be doing their thing to eventually give me some natural gas. Now, if the creature chamber can have productivity, that makes a lot of things really good. Like, that in the late... I'm thinking, like, really, really late game. Productivity on the creature chamber in particular makes a lot of the cub-based recipes really, really good. They were already completely and utterly bonkers. The like growth hormone, antiviral sets with cubs was already very powerful. The pheromone resveratrol antiviral growth hormone shenaniganry. When you get all that stuff, the outputs of creatures is massive. Massive. There is no point at all in making the actual specialized versions of creatures outside of what you need to make to complete the game that have like increased outputs to specific stuff. Game, you are high. Wow. Okay. Sure. So the game is supposed to give you a way to make sure that you always have a way out on these things, but holy gosh. That's that position there blocked on 3 sides on the output. Oh boy. Oh, each one makes 2.5 as well. That's a lot. Two, 5, 10, 15. That's a freaking entire belt. All by itself. And then they all need fuel as well. They need fuel. Because of course they need fuel. Oh, this is a great opportunity to use chutes. So that way I don't need to have power brought in. Yes. Am I going to put guar in the sulfur mines? I could, but no. I don't need a sulfur mine to give me an entire freaking belt. As I've tried to say, I don't intend on using guar for I don't intend on using the creature modules generally. There's one exception, and that is collectors, because screw the containers. Just screw the material cost on these containers. That's just dumb. to spend so much lead, titanium, steel, and glass. That's the one thing I'll make faster because it changes the quote-unquote fuel usage for your containers. I don't know if I need the boxes in front for the full output. If it's outputting one a cycle, that's fine, but I don't know if it outputs more than one per cycle. I don't think I care. It would be impossible. Anyway, it would be really hard to have boxes. Probably gonna have a splitter and go that way. Well, we'll see what happens when I get the coke over as well. Hey, I've used the merge chest mods before, actually, with Factory Smo, but yeah. Like, I'm pretty sure the intent on the collectors is that the way that you upgrade your output is through making the machine faster / more efficient. Like, I'm pretty sure that that's the intent. It's just that it's a mining machine, so you can put any of the life modules in it, and you can make it, like, give it a Bodos for, like, 4,500% bonus speed. Make it really efficient. Really efficient. Let's see if I need stuffs here. Go. You output 1 per cycle, so I do not need chests. I do not need chests, because it is 1 per cycle. And I actually did this evenly, so I don't need a balancer either. Oh, joy. Cool. I like. There's sulfur. What are you complaining about? Oh, those. May as well bring this over to the existing train station. Expand the train station. Hey. Hey. Go there, then. Okay, bring this in from this way. Yep, even though it doesn't look like it, this is in fact like an extra tile on this building anyway. Not so much this, although the same I think still applies. Like you can have chests there, and it'll start throwing things in. You can have chests here, and it'll start pulling things in from chests here. You do have that extra space if you need it. Sulfur! An entire belt of the stuff. Let's go. You. The locoist of locomotives. Gib fuel. Did not know that today would be the day that I set up sulfur production. Full cargo. Circuit condition. Auto magic. Go, go, go. What is your stack size? Oh. You don't need to move a lot, but you do need to move some. Well, with that fully compressed belt. By the way, how much, like, what's the density here? The ore density on these. Not like it matters. I still have another 4 or 3. Oh, you put... I'll take that back, thanks. I don't need you. I have another 4. I have 6 going. Wow. So let's see. I have... Oh yeah, that one has 929 million. That one has 584, 754, 669, 276, and 712 millions. Millions. Yeah, that's going to be there until the end of the game. Most likely. I'll probably need more than 15 per second at some point of the sulfur, and this won't get me much more than that unless there's mark levels on the miners. I don't think there are. I don't think sulfur miners have a mark level, but I could be wrong. I didn't look. I didn't pay attention. Sulfur miner? Yeah, you don't have a mark level assigned on you, so that's fine. Hey, are you done yet? Hey, we rolled a 4. We rolled a 4. So we got 4 million units of natural gas up there on that one. Still needs to do the other 2, and I need to assign sulfur. Go ahead and save that. Yep, beacons can help. So can speed modules. With the sulfur mines, the speed modules would... The animal, like, pure speed modules would end up reducing the amount of overall fuel used as well. But, whatever. Yeah, that can go away. We have natural gas. like guar. Like guar. Yes, let's get 1,600 natural gas per second out of here. This does not change the number of total cycles that remain in the thingy. Because, yeah, did you know that these are mining drills? These are mining drills. So you can also put your creature modules into the mining drills. It makes them faster, but it also eats through the reserve faster because that's more cycles per second. It would do, 16 cycles every second instead of just 1. And that will allow you to just drain the node extremely quickly. I would like you to actually convert for me. That would be nice. I guess I'll bring this up to the train station anyway. And I will keep that drilling fluid 0 over there, that infrastructure over there, even though I don't really intend on coming back to this area until I have drilling fluid 2. Oh. Oh, vehicle. Oh, crawdad. I should have some pipe in the crawdad. Crawdad? There. I really need to get multi-purpose pipe. I need to get into multi-purpose pipe. Why, hello. That's a few pipe to grounds that I'm carrying around in my trunk. Ah, yes, it's as if I have had this problem before of running out of pipe. Multi-purpose pipe doesn't just have a huge length on it, so you need fewer units of it, but it also is indestructible by impact damage. Oh. Need extra. I am not going to influence my speed. S. Natural gas. The only thing that I will use that will influence my speed is potentially going to be energy drinks. Because did you know that this game has energy drinks? And that when you drink one, it sets your speed to 5. As in, times 5. Base speed, as in all of the other percentage-based increases are going to be based off of that base 5 rather than base 0. So you go from really slow to exceedingly fast, and there's no way to turn it off because it's assigned by script. It's hilarious. It's actually hilarious. How do you drink one? It's like throwing a thingy. You throw a thing. You grab it and you throw it, quote unquote, and it uses it. It's like using a fish. Like you eat fish to heal in the base game. It's that same concept. And there is a script that just vastly improves your speed off of drinking an energy drink. You have never heard of this? Well, it's like fish in the base game that heals you. It's a healing item. You use the energy drink and it just sets your speed really fast. With unless they fixed it, without a cooldown. So it just sets your speed to super fast for whatever reason. Crude. SD, supply and depot. Full cargo circuit condition. Oh, of course, getting to that point is... Oh, I didn't actually name the depot. The natural gas. SD, full cargo circuit condition. Go. Define. Crude oil, define. Pi pH. Natural gas. There you go. Ta-da. It is irreversible, unless you have to run the command player.setSpeed, wherever that is. Yeah, you have to like set your speed back to 0, quote unquote, to reset your speed. It's either 0 or 1, I forget. You're still not done yet. Come on. Hurry it up. You gotta be close, right? You're doing all those cycles. Hey, you did it. You drew a 4! It drew a 4. Excellent. Why is it that the least valuable thing is the thing that I get the most of? Why is it that the least valuable thing is the thing that I get the most of? That's just fantastic. Here, let me go into mods and petroleum handling. Where is that script again? Is it here? It wouldn't be in petroleum handling, excuse me. That's the thingy. It would be under alien life. Alien life. Control.lua. Outposts. Zip here stuff. Slaughterhouse stuff. Farm buildings. Oh my god, this thing is huge. Energy. Global energy drink. Next. Oh my god, I think he actually fixed it. Oh my god, I think he fixed it. It lasts 7,200 seconds. Yeah, there's a function now that checks if it's been 7,200 seconds since you ate the energy drink. So it sets your speed to 5 for 7,200 seconds, which is a while. 2 hours. It is 2 hours, but it does have a expiration. At least that's what I just saw in the file. So let me do. Oh, I don't actually have a source for the screen, do I? Monitor, desktop, 1. There. You there. So bring that to there. There we go. So here's the script that says if event item name energy drink, then character running speed modifier equals 5. That's where it sets it to 5. But up above there, okay, so there's this global energy drink value set. But in here, there's now this function, script on nth tick 30. So every 30 ticks, it's going to check this for loop. If this energy drink, whatever, is less than 7,200, and if greater than or equal to 7,200, and we can see in here this game character running speed modifier is set to 1. After 7,200 seconds, it will set your flag to false that you've drank the energy drink and set your speed back to 1. There it is. So it lasts 2 hours. Now 7,200, I'm assuming that's seconds. That could be frames. If it's 7,200 frames, then that's 2 minutes. Yeah. If that's 7,200 ticks, that's 2 minutes. If it's seconds, it's 2 hours. I'm actually thinking that that's ticks. That might be ticks. Yeah, that might be ticks. So 2 minutes, whatever, that's fine. But still, it sets your speed to 5. It sets your speed to 5. Let me get rid of that. Desktop capture. Are you not done yet? You. You, hurry it up. I want you done. Yeah, it checks every half a second for that to happen. Well, there's a lot of things that have to be done on like every tick, even if it lasts hours. Now, I don't believe that that was there to begin with, but eh. It's good to see that was at least put in there. Now, the real thing is, though, does it actually work? Because there may be code for it in there to have an expiration. That seems logically that it would work, but, you know, sometimes it just doesn't. So we need to make sure to test these things. All right, what am I going for here? I like those trains. I like those trains. Although you throw Nextlit at them to keep them moving. That being said, each one of these batteries is 500 megajoules at a stack size of 50, so it's gonna be an infrequent occurrence for fueling these locomotives. Let's get comounts unlocked. We've got that currently going. Sure, we'll do that. We're almost through the techs that we can currently take. Oh, hey, Simic, yeah, go. You can recharge the batteries. Yes, this is recharge. It's the spent battery and Nextlit in a particle accelerator. Oh god, that's so much power. That's a lot of power. Yeah, you add Nextlit to the spent battery and it gives you the battery back every 10 seconds. Fine, whatever. It has 500 megajoules of fuel value, but that's fine. But the normal batteries are done in the automated factory. They're not done in the particle accelerator to make the standard battery. They're done in automated factory, not the particle accelerator. That's pretty expensive. I'd rather spend the power than that stuff to make new batteries. I would much rather do this. The particle accelerator's what, 10 megawatts to run? You're spending 100 megawatts to get 500 megajoules out. God, that's fine. What's the particle accelerator again? I forgot what its power draw is. caps lock is on. It is 124. Okay. So then no. So then no. Then you're spending a gigawatt to get half a gigawatt. That is kind of dumb. Spending a gigawatt to get half a gigawatt. Eh? Yeah, like you're spending 1.3 and you're getting 500. Nah. That shouldn't be done in the particle accelerator if this is the case. No. But I do want those buildings. What am I going to do for power going forward? I don't know. I'm still using steam. Steam from raw coal. There is an argument to be made to do benzene steam. Didn't I do that in the Pi Block series as my main power? I'm trying to remember, but I have this memory potentially that of doing coal water slurry to benzene for my primary power. I seem to remember this, and then powering that infrastructure off of solar. Combustion mix from syngas. Well, that might have been one of my previous series, but I'm pretty sure in my Pi Block series, not Pi Do Valley series, in the Pi Block series that I ended before getting into Circuit 2's, pretty sure I did benzene steam. At least partially. At least partially. I'm sure I did a lot of different ways of getting into power but I think I ultimately did the thingy. Did I just make something? Oh, you're done. What did you get? 4! What? Why can't I get 4s on the parts that matter? Why can't I draw a 4 on the tars? I just got 12 million natural gas. Well, also, Pi Block has a lot of differences compared to standard playthrough, so I don't know exactly how well it's going to translate over. Like, I'm sure I did do syngas, but it was also much easier to get into the stuff to make the syngas in that type of a playthrough, where stuff has been adjusted to get things from nothing. That being said, it looks like some of the stuff that King Arthur did for Pi Block are going to be integrated into the main Pyandons series with the next major update. I say next major update. The next content pack is what I should say for this, which will be Pi Alternative Energy. There's going to be a lot of changes to uranium coming. Like, I have quite a few ways of getting into power. It's just It's just, I want to try to not have a source of power that's going to eat up my performance. You know? So, I may just solar. The problem is getting several gigawatts of power. Many gigawatts of power from solar is the size of this base currently. And that'll make the saves take a long time. I'm pretty sure, anyway, that the saves will take a very long time. I can't believe I rolled a 4 on all 3 of these. What? And I got a 4, a 3, and a 1 on crude oil, and yet I ended up with a 1, a 1, and a 2 for tar. The one thing that matters the most. Like, seriously? Seriously. Well, I can do, like, distillate stuff now. That's a thing I could do. I can get into a lot, actually. I can do pretty much all of the molten stuff at this point because we have access to coke, tar, and borax. Coke, tar, and borax in order to make the like anything needing graphite or solid fuel, the tar for the sand castings, tar for creosote for sand castings, and the borax as borax. So now I can actually go through and molten most things. Unfortunately, I can't do unslimed iron molten, but I can at least get through a lot. Like, I can't do this one yet, which is sad. I need niobium for this. But I can continue with the processed iron setup, which is giving quite a bit for the amount of input. I need to get this infrastructure migrated onto the setup. I need to get this infrastructure upgraded and added to the setup. With copper... Okay, with copper, have I even looked at this yet? I don't think so. We haven't looked at this. Let's spend the rest of our short amount of time. Yes, copper time. Copper. Show me the plates out of molten. Show me molten. Show me a grade 4. Show me these. Show me these. Show me these. And then show me that and that. Make sure I default to there. Matrix solve and set the input amount of ore to 30. So, this process will produce stone, gravel, and tailings on the output when processing 30. That is a lot of tailings. And it's going to need 7.9 borax, whatever. I'll keep scaling my borax. A little bit of sand castings, and not much else. A solid fuel for the buff. It could be coke. Realistically speaking, we've done these first couple of steps. These 2 steps for the current process that then directly casts the grade 2 copper. But from here, it adds a screening step to get into grade 3 and a reject. Then the reject can make more grade 3. The combined grade 3 will make grade 4 and a low grade reject, which will convert into more grade 4 and produce a dust, a low grade dust. The low grade dust can be converted directly into plates, can be cast directly into plates if you want to supplement. Otherwise, it has to be deleted from the face of existence. I tend to use it, although it's a very, very, very small percentage of the overall output by comparison. So I won't blame you if you want to just remove it. Though this is the step that gives all those tailings. I'm gonna void the tailings off of this regardless, because I'm not going to be using 35.7 copper anytime soon. And this is not going to be consistent. I want to know exactly how much stuff I'm making and using in any given factory, so that's one of the reasons why I never use byproducts at all. I can't guarantee this, and I'm sure as hell not going to void copper plates to keep it going. I would need to be voiding the like grade 4 copper here. We're going to need grade 4 copper for some other things, and that needs to be provided onto my train network later. But yeah, this is the overall setup here for the next level of copper. It is one of the most complex for this phase of the game, seconded only really by iron, unslimed iron, with a similar length of a setup. I think a lot of the stuff is getting stuff that's about this many steps, though, at green science. But yeah, things like getting into the molten tin is something I can do, which is fewer steps. Molten titanium, lead silver, of course, because at this phase of the game we can start making silver out of the lead, but that's going to need acetylene for the titanium and the lead, etc., etc. I need coal gas for the aluminium to get that onto the rails. A lot of this is stuff I'm going to be working on off-screen and together, so it's going to be like going into Tuesday, I'll be like, hey, this is the stuff I've done, I still am working on this stuff, let's go work on this stuff, and it's going to be like that for a little while until essentially all the stuff that the mall is making or all the stuff that the bus has is being made in the train network and provided to the mall by trains. Once that happens, and when I'll hold off on like really new stuff. Like, I don't want to build a real biology area that we haven't built yet, right? Like, I'm not going to set up Kickalk when we haven't set up Kickalk yet. I'm not going to set up like Tufra, Grodd, the freaking Corlex, the Muckmo, the Ulrix. I'm not going to do any of that off screen. We will do that together. If anything, I'll set up like the crafting of the first unit of it to try to get something to start us off, because the feedbacks are really slow. Positive feedback loops are really slow. Guar isn't a real plant for Pi alien life purposes. It's not like true alien life plant, because you don't need to go through the effort of making the first one. You just the machine just moves, and then it goes faster. So I'll probably have a Guar setup done on my long to-do list. I addressed one thing on this to-do list, and then I did a whole bunch of stuff that was like semi-related, like sulfur. We got sulfur today. We got a yellow belt of sulfur today, and we got 300 tar per second for as long as the things last, as well as 300 crude oil and 300 natural gas. That's helping a little bit with my lack of tar. I'm actually making rubber now at the rated speed of 1 per second, but oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, oh, and I've technically come up here and started work on the, oh hey, I need to place those. Started work on the stone for ideally for hot air ultimately, but need to have some stone and some stone bricks provided for the mall anyway. With that, we have reached the end of today's stream. I would like to thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Showboat. If you have enjoyed today's stream, please be sure to do all of the social and engagement stuff down below the video. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you have not yet subscribed, and hit the notification bell. Consider becoming a member of the channel by hitting the great big blue join button and supporting on Patreon at patreon.com/otakushowboat if you are so inclined and able. I will be back on Tuesday, and I hope to see you all on the next one.